3, 2, 1 म्हणल्यावर सुरू करू. 3, 2, 1. थांबा नाही इथे सुरू होईल. अगोदर 2 मिनिटं पहिला लाईव्ह व्हिडिओ व्यवस्थित. Unikrishnan sir, we are starting within the next 1 minute.
Okay, I'm ready, sir.
Okay. Okay. Unmute.
Okay, start.
Unmute. Okay.
A very good morning to one and all present here. With great joy on behalf of Dr. D.Y. Patil, Sanjay D. Patil sir, President of D.Y. Patil Pratishthan, Sri Satesh D. Patil sir, Vice President and Chairman of D.Y. Patil Education Society, Sri Tejas Patil sir, Trustee of D.Y. Patil Education Society. I, Shailaja Pandalkar, Assistant Professor at Computer Science Engineering Department, Dr. D.Y. Patil Pratishthan's College of Engineering, Salokhenagar, Kolhapur. Welcome you all with immense pleasure and gratitude. Today, we have gathered here for a webinar on job prospects after electrical engineering, organized by Dr. D.Y. Patil Pratishthan's College of Engineering, Salokhenagar, Kolhapur. Now, I would like to extend a warm and cheerful welcome to our today's guest, Dr. Unikrishnan, who is a professor at Tripoli, Cochin, Kerala. Now, first, let's go through a overview of our college campus. Thank you for watching the video. Now I request Principal Dr. V.P. Kalimani sir to say a few words about our institute.
Namaste. Good morning to you all. Indeed, it is a great pleasure to have our eminent speaker, Professor Unikrishnan from Cochin. About our institute, we are actually overwhelmed to say that our institute is really doing a fantastic job. And also, we have come out with wonderful innovations and implementations in our campus. First of all, I thank our management, Dr. Sanjay sir, Satish Patil sir, Rutraj, and Tejas and Pratima madam. With their support, continuous support in education, our campus is really thriving well in bringing out many noble projects implementation, which will help our students as well as the society and as well as the nation and finally the planet. We have 4 branches here: BTech in computer science, BTech in computer science, data science, civil engineering, mechanical engineering, and now electrical engineering also. In all total, we have 5 engineering colleges. Now, how to bring our students at par with our plans of going for reducing the global warming and green technologies. So our engineers must be green technology oriented, so that they have to go for better projects and the knowledge and the concept of saving our planet and contributing a lot to our nation as well as our society. So with this information and concept, we have started implementing the projects which are actually reducing carbon dioxide. Unfortunately, we are emitting 40 billion tons of carbon dioxide annually from our globe to the environment, such that we are actually increasing the global warming and hence the climate change and all. That's why the United Nations has come out with the Millennium Development Goals, where 2 goals are actually belonging to this environment aspects. So our campus is a green technology campus, and we have implemented projects such as renewable energy, hybrid energy, rainwater harvesting, and illumination control, sensor control systems, and IoT control systems in our campus. So these actually, we provide this knowledge, know-how to our students, and they perform, they implement similar kind of ideas in their projects and also in learning the engineering with a tinge of our green concepts. So our institute has been operating since more than 5 years, and now we have established well in Salokhenagar, Kolhapur, Maharashtra, India. And I'm happy to say that this our webinar is internationally. It is now going to other countries such as Germany, Australia, Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, etc. So our colleagues and our network people and students from other international universities also are watching this, and definitely this is going to be useful on a global scenario. Thank you very much. Now I hand over to Ms. Shailaja. Thank you.
Thank you, Kalimani sir. Now I request Deshpande sir to introduce our today's guest.
Good morning, everyone. It gives me an immense pleasure to introduce before you the guest speaker of today's webinar and my good old friend, Dr. Unikrishnan Nair, Head of the Department, EEE, Rajgiri School of Engineering and Technology, Cochin, Kerala. He has been in the teaching field since last 34 years. He obtained his bachelor's degree from Calicut University in electrical engineering, then master's degree from IIT Mumbai with control and instrumentation specialization. He pursued his doctoral from Karpagam University, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. His research interests are artificial intelligence in that reinforced learning, control systems, and clean energy. He has many national and international publications to his credit. Now over to Panalkar Madam.
Thank you, Deshpande sir. Now I request Dr. Unikrishnan sir to take over to the most awaited session.
I hope I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You can proceed.
The screen is accessible to me now? Screen sharing?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, you can try the screen sharing. It is accessible to you.
I am unable to, let me see. Can you see the PPT now?
Yeah. Share screen.
I hope you can see my PPT and the audio is clear.
Yes, sir. You can proceed now. Yes.
Okay. First of all, good morning to everyone. I'm thankful to the management of DY Patil College of Engineering, Kolhapur, and also the principal and all the staff and my friend Sanjeev who invited me for this session. So with that, I move to my assigned duty. So let us go to the next slide. This webinar is basically to find out various aspects of career after a BTech in electrical and electronics engineering. So I will divide it into 6 different dimensions. So first of all, let us see the population growth, then the energy needs, sustainability, then COVID situation and disruptive technologies. And finally, we will see the employability skills essential, and then we will conclude everything. So starting with the population growth. So what you see here is the world population, which is roughly 7.7 billion now, and it will reach around 9.7 billion by 2050. So the population is growing. That is one point you should note down. Now coming to this slide, you will see the world population forecast from 2020 to 2050. And what you should see is the median age. So currently the median age of the population is 31, which will slowly increase to 36 as we reach 2050. So what is important is this median age 31. This means half the population is above 31 and the remaining half the population is below 31. So that is the second point you should note down. Now coming to the population of India, I have picked up from this website. You can also click on it and see it. So you can see here the population is roughly 1.3 billion, and out of which the male female ratio is roughly equal, 52 to 48 percentage. And what you should note is the bottom line, that is the median age is 27. So previously we have seen the world population, the median is 31. Now we see that the Indian population median is 27. This means our population is 4 years younger. So we have a lot of young and dynamic people in India. That is the conclusion we should come. This is again the history of the Indian population starting from 1960 to 2020. You can see that the median age is increasing from 19 to 27. So as the world population is getting aged, Indian population also is getting aged. But what is promising is our population is younger than the world population. Our median is 27 compared to the world median of 31. Now, this is a projection of our population, Indian population, from 2021 to 2050. So you can see that the median is increasing to 37, which we had already seen, and the life expectancy is also increasing, and the male female population is roughly equal. Going to the next one is the population pyramid. This is a very important data from which we can make out many conclusions. So this is the population pyramid for India, current population, 2020 population. So what you see here is the majority of the population is lying here. That is between the age of 10 to 29. So most of the people in India are between 10 to 29. So it means our population is really young, and there will be a lot of need for employment. That is one thing. And we will see how we are going to address it in a positive way. Whereas in this old age, the percentages are less. So the conclusion here is from here, our population is mostly in the range of 15 to 29. So coming to the next slide, let us see the population of Oman, just for a comparison. So what you see here, the majority of the population are in the range of 25 to 35. Okay. So, and you can see the population below 25 is very less. So what conclusion we can make? So those jobs which were taken by these people, that is between the age of 20 to 35, as they become old, the younger generation cannot replace those jobs because the younger population is less. Okay, so the older population is more, the younger population is less. So as these two categories or three categories, 25 to 39, as these people become retired, there will be a huge vacuum of jobs. So there is a lot of opportunities, okay, because the younger population is very less. So there will be a lot of migration to this country, and obviously who will migrate? The young countries like India has a larger opportunity to migrate to Oman. Now you may ask me one question. The petrol will finish by another 10 years. Then what will be the job prospects there? That is not very true. The petrol is not going to finish in 10 or 20 years. That is number one. Number two is, and even if the petroleum reserves are depleted, they will go for renewable energy and the opportunities will be still there. Now see the population pyramid of US. You can see that it is almost like a cylinder. So almost all category of people, age group of people, they are almost nearly equal. So this means, so when a particular group of people retire from their job, the next group can easily replace them. So this means the job opportunities are not going to be very high in the US, or they should be creating a lot of jobs because of some industrialization or some disruptive technology. Let us see the case of UAE once again. You can see that the most of the people are in the age group of 25 to 39. I mean, the people of UAE are more older. So a lot of opportunities will come to UAE also. So this is also something promising to younger economics like India. Now you look at Ireland. So this is the last example I'm taking. You can go to each and every country and see this pyramid, and you can find out which country is best for migration. So here also in Ireland, if you see, most of the population is here, already 40 to 45 range, and some are 45 to 49 inch. So this range of people, they are already old. 45 to 49 means they are almost going to retire in another 10 years. So after 10 years, this population will be unable to replace them because the numbers are less here. So definitely there will be a lot of opportunities in Ireland. So in this way, we can find out which country is better for migration, is better for finding jobs. This is a graph showing the fastest aging countries. You can see the oldest populations are in Japan, Finland, and Italy. They are here in this side, Japan, Finland, and Italy. So this means there will be a lot of job openings in Japan, Finland, and Italy in the next 5 to 10 years. Similarly, if you see the fastest aging countries are Greece, Korea, Poland, Portugal, Slovakia, Spain, etc. So these countries also promise a lot of jobs for Indians. Similarly, here also you can see Brazil, China, Saudi. Saudi again is a Gulf country with a lot of money, rich economy. So there is still a lot of scope for going to Saudi Arabia, Brazil, China. We have not seen Indians going to China before, but last 3 years or 4 years, if you see, a lot of people started going to China and work. A lot of Indians are working in China. So China being having the largest population, still they are bringing Indians to work there. So definitely this means the population has a major role to play in employment. So once again, our population median is 27 and the world population median is 31. This gives us a lot of opportunities for employment. Now see this graph. This was, I have copied it 4 years before, and you see what is written at the bottom. By 2020, that is this year, due to aging of world economics, a shortage of substantial skilled manpower of around 56.5 million is expected across the globe. So this means 56.5 million jobs globally. And who will take these jobs? That this graph will tell you. You can see that we in India, we have a lot of, this graph is positive, whereas China, Japan, Russia, UK, they are all in negative side. So India and Pakistan, you can see the graph is in the positive side. Okay, this is the basically shows the surplus of labor. So India and Pakistan has a lot of surplus of labor. So definitely Indians and Pakistanis will be replacing all the countries where there is a shortage of labor. So it shows that there is a lot of possibility for migration to find better jobs. Now, the second dimension is the growing energy needs. Globally, the electrical energy need is exponentially shooting up. So that is again a concern as well as an opportunity. So if you see this graph, I will concentrate only on solar and wind. So this color shows the current situation, and the blue and the green shows the situation from 2019 to 2040. So by 2040, you can expect the solar to reach almost 8,000 terawatt hour. Wind also maybe around 7,000 terawatt hour. So a lot of investment will be coming in these two areas, wind and solar energy, and this will trigger millions of jobs for electrical engineers and electrical technicians. Now let us see the installed capacity of India, and you just see the last one only. You can see that, just hold on. You can see that we are producing around 360 gigawatt annually, gigawatt in India, and out of which around 81 gigawatt is renewables. So as your principal pointed out rightly, due to sustainability issues, we have to move towards renewable energy. So the entire generation will be soon replaced by renewables. So a lot of investment will come in the area of renewable energy. This is not essential, I will leave it. Now just concentrate on this slide. What you see here is in 2020, there are around 2.5 million electric cars on the road right now. Whereas by 2030, it is expected to reach 50 million. It means a 20-fold increase. So from 2.5 million going to 50 million. So 20 times increase in electric cars. So definitely a lot of scope is there in the area of electric cars, and this will trigger millions of jobs in the area of electrical vehicles and automobiles. Clean electricity. This we had already seen. Clean electricity means electricity from basically solar and wind. There are other renewables also, but solar and wind is the most promising. So currently the investment in this area is around $380 billion, whereas it will touch $1.6 trillion by 2030 in just 10 years. So you can see the amount of growth in this particular area, and large number of jobs will be created. Because slowly by 2050, we have to go for zero carbon world. Every country will be making their carbon footprint zero, okay, or net carbon zero. Now coming to the third dimension is the sustainability. The principal already pointed it out, and I am happy to see that your campus is going towards sustainable buildings and sustainable transport and all those things. So now what you understand from this slide is from 1900 till 2020, the global average temperature has already it rise by 1 degree centigrade, and we are emitting 40 gigatons of carbon dioxide right now. And if this trend continues, in another 10 years or 20 years, the temperature, global average temperature will rise by another maybe 0.5 to 0.65. And that means most of the coastal cities will be under the sea, including Cochin, where I am sitting now. So we have to stop it. We have to go for zero carbon emissions. There is no other way out. So we will be moving to sustainable habitat, zero carbon emissions. I will not go through all of them. We will be going for sustainable transport, a transport which will be basically depending on solar and wind energy only. Then we will be having energy efficient buildings. Our cities will be sustainable. Okay, all this needs a lot of investment, a lot of manpower, a lot of job for electrical engineering students. So this shows a zero carbon building at Hong Kong. It generates whatever energy it requires by using solar panels. And if you see the building, not only the campus, it is totally green. So a lot of oxygen is also generated, and it is a zero carbon building. So all our buildings in India must go for this type of concept, that is zero carbon buildings or sustainable buildings. We should use rainwater harvesting. We should generate our own electricity using solar or wind. And also the waste management is also important. We should go for zero waste also. This is another example of a zero carbon project. This is the CIAL. This is Cochin International Airport Limited. They are generating all the electricity required from solar, and in addition, they are selling it to the state electricity board. So this is a zero carbon venture. Now moving to the COVID situation, this without this looking into the COVID situation, we cannot come into a conclusion. If you see COVID is not a very big issue as people say. You can see in this picture, 200 million died of black death, 56 million died of smallpox. Spanish flu killed around 40 to 50 million. And globally, if you see, coronavirus killed just only 1.34 million right now. So corona is, don't think coronavirus is a very big issue. Soon the vaccines will be out, and only problem is last 8 to 10 months, we are locked inside our homes or apartments. That's the only problem which corona created. But believe me, this has triggered, or this had triggered a revolution in digital electronics and communication. Before proceeding further, let me tell you a story. Boiling frog syndrome. You might have heard about it. It is very simple. If you take a little hot water and just put a frog into the hot water, the frog will immediately jump out. Whereas if you take cold water, put a frog in the cold water and then slowly heat it, the frog will adjust to the temperature rise because the change is very small. The temperature rise is very small, and ultimately it will burn and die. So this is very important story. This is not a real story. Really, this will not happen. But anyway, this story is commonly used in management circles. What is important is to notice small changes. Those who notice small change and act in time are successful people. You should convert any pandemic into an advantage. Successful people do that only. I'll tell you one example. One of my friend working in Baroda in a chemical plant. The corona, you remember, the corona was there in China since last October, 2019 October, it was there. And if you have carefully observed it, you should have predicted that it will reach India and there should be serious problems in India. Now, somewhere in the end of December, my friend's company, they recognized that this pandemic will reach India. So what they did was they were building a company of Bombay. They converted that company because it's a chemical company, so they can easily make small changes. They converted into a company which makes this sanitizers and other cleaning materials. And believe me, when we went into a lockdown on March 25th, their company was working in full swing, and they were sending trucks of sanitizers. Bombay alone needed around 50 trucks every day. So their company, they recruited hundreds of labor to produce the need for the whole country. And believe me, by this time they made a profit of 5,000 crores. So those who observe small changes and act accordingly will be successful. And this point is very important for a growing entrepreneur also, because some of you might be an entrepreneur. So you should watch slow changes which is happening in the society, which is happening globally. This is a news article which came in Hindu, dated November 15th. You can see the date here. So UAE is extending golden visa to certain class of people. What is golden visa? You will get a 10-year visa. Normally, if you go to the Gulf, they will give you a 1-year visa. Here, UAE is going to issue a 10-year visa. Whom? They are looking for doctors, they are looking for electronics, programming, electrical engineers, biotechnology engineers, artificial intelligence, big data and analytics, epidemiology, renewable energy, robotics, electric vehicles, autonomous vehicles, and so on. If you look at this, you are electrical students. So electrical students are listed here. You can also easily venture into the field of electrical vehicles, autonomous vehicles, robotics, renewable energy is our area purely. So artificial intelligence. So with little added value added courses, you can easily penetrate into the areas of artificial intelligence, data analytics, renewable energy, robotics, autonomous vehicles, electrical vehicles. So there is a lot of scope coming for electrical engineers globally, and this is specifically for UAE. These are the career trends post-COVID, because COVID has put us into or locked us into our rooms. So definitely many companies could not adjust to this situation, and they started immediately losing a lot of contracts, and definitely they will throw out employees. So a sword of Damocles is hanging over all the students joining into these companies right now. The situation will be better once the COVID is under control. A lot of giga economy jobs flourished. What is giga economy jobs? Giga economy jobs are free type of jobs, like Uber Eats. These are free market jobs, Zomato. So there are many gig economy jobs which flourished in this particular time, because people started thinking of how to survive in this particular condition. So this is a development basically, and you can use these giga economy jobs for a small earning after your normal duty hours or after your study hours. So a lot of jobs are going to be done by robots and automation, even in the area of agriculture, and some other areas like blockchain and cyber security, IoT. These are going to be the main attraction in the future jobs, cloud computing, etc. Here I have put just a slide to show 150 apps which can be used for gig economy jobs. So these are some of these may be of your liking. So you can use these gig jobs for earning extra money after your work time or study time. This is a news article dated, I don't remember the date. Okay, anyway, what it says is that remote working will fetch 85 million jobs newly. This condition has come because of COVID. And similarly, many work will be divided between human and robots. Now, if you go to the market, you will find all the shopkeepers sitting and selling. And believe me, after 2 to 3 years, many of them will be replaced by robots. You want a cup of tea, you pay money to a vending machine, and the machine will be giving you the tea. Already it is there in airports and other places, but this will become common in cities also. And this division of labor between human and machines will create additionally 97 million jobs. Some people argue that because of robots we will be losing jobs, but that is not true. There will be a lot of jobs added for making it automized. Now coming to the fifth dimension, which is a very important dimension, which is the disruptive technology. So let us understand what is disruptive technology. For that, we will go to the Fifth Avenue of New York, 1900. What you see here, you see all horse carts. You will not see any car in this picture. So the question is, can you spot a car? It's very, very, very difficult. But if you closely observe, you will find one car over there. Okay. And this 1900 is important because the Ford company started manufacturing petrol cars. And now we again go to the same Fifth Avenue in 1913. What you see is there are no horse carts. Whatever you see are petrol cars. So the question at the bottom is, where is the horse, or where is the horse cart? Once again, if you zoom it, you may find one horse cart over there. So now what is disruptive technology? Disruptive technology is any technology which will wipe out some other technology from the world. Okay, I can give you thousands of examples. One example is our laptop, which we use every day. This laptop removed typewriting machines. In my childhood, there was mechanical typewriting machines. There were line printers, which were all gone. Now we have laser printers. You cannot find a line printer in the market. You cannot find a typewriter in the market. Similarly, in the area of cars, vehicles, you will not find ambassador cars on the road today. So disruptive technology will remove some technology completely. It will wipe out. You will see electrical vehicles will wipe out diesel and petrol vehicles in another 10 years. After 10 years, you will not see whatever cars, petrol and diesel cars you see today. Those born after 15 or 20 years will wonder if they see a petrol pumping station. There will not be any petrol pumping stations after 15 years. Everything will be EV charging stations. So disruptive technology, there are a lot of disruptive technologies, but I will concentrate on the first 12 disruptive technology, which you should be also concentrating. So the first one is, and the most important one is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is going to play a major role in every walks of life. So all of you listening to me, all the students who are listening to me should get one certification in artificial intelligence. There are many institutes in Bombay, Hyderabad, etc. You get a certification in artificial intelligence. This will make your job opportunities better. Mobile and internet. In 1980, we were using mobile as a telephone only, just for connectivity. Whereas in 2010, we started using it for cloud services. What is cloud services? Storing data at a remote server, or making some computation using a remote server. So, and in 2020, we are using, that is right now, we are using mobiles as sensors. But in another 10 years, you will be using mobiles as actuators, actuations. What do you mean by actuations? You will be using your mobile to start your car, to turn on the your television, to turn on your light, turn on the fan, turn on the heater, everything. This is called home automation. All the home automation will be done by your mobile. All the vehicles remotely, most of your cars will be remotely controlled by your mobile. I had already seen it in Oman. Many of my Arab friends, they had high-end Lexus cars. From their office, they will turn on the car, and by the time they walk to the car will be cool and ready to move. So this is very important, especially in countries like Arab countries, where the temperature touches 50 to 60 degrees centigrade. So otherwise, you have to start the car and wait there at least 5 to 10 minutes so that the AC starts cooling the car. So The actuation part will be implemented all over the world now. So this will again open up many avenues of jobs. IoT is a very promising area, and all the remote controllers controlling is possible only through IoT, Internet of Things. So try to get some certification in IoT. So all your home appliances, all building controls, even power plant control, renewable energy, we call it distributed generators, everything will be controlled, and they will be connected using a smart grid, which we will be coming later. And all these things put together, IoT is going to be a promising area. This is a picture showing home automation. All the home appliances will be controlled by a remote controller, or it may be your phone itself. Smart grid, this will be soon coming, because not like before, we have a lot of distributed generators, and all these distributed generators needs to be properly connected and controlled centrally and locally. This needs a lot of work in the area of electrical engineering, because renewable energy is there, and also communication, because we have to develop a lot of protocols and also security in implementing all these things. So a lot of technical and technological changes will be seen in the next 5 years, which will open up millions of jobs for electrical engineers. Space colonization is the fourth one. I will not go to it because this is not electrical. And so we will go for 3D printing. This is also not electrical, but just I will tell you what is this. Just go to a printer and you give your parameters or your liking or your model of the car, and the printer will print your car and you can drive it away. It looks very smart, but yes, it is going to be possible in a few years. Medical innovations, there are a lot of work going on in the changing the gene and the chromosomes, and this will bring a lot of changes in our living conditions. Some diseases can be completely wiped out. So such things are going on in the medical area. This is not of our interest. So I will go to the next one. Is the seventh one, high speed travel. Hyperloops will be used. This is a dream that everyone want to travel very fast. The electrical component is there, but for the time being, we will just go ahead. Robotics, this is going to be a promising area. And what is robotics? Basically, robotics means you have many motors which are controlled using some microcontrollers or microprocessors, and it can be remotely controlled also. So this also has an electrical promising area for electrical engineers. So try to get some exposure to robotics. Blockchain technology. This is a very important technology which will change most of the softwares. This is basically concerning the security of digital transactions. Right now we have making digital transactions every day, but the security is not that much. So blockchain will increase the security, and this has to be implemented globally in all the banks, all the hospitals, all the educational institutions. So all these softwares need to be upgraded using blockchain technology. So a lot of software jobs opening up. Obviously, electrical students can easily penetrate to it. Only what you have to do is get a certification in blockchain technology. Autonomous vehicles, a lot of cars without drivers will be on the road soon. Think you call Uber and a car comes to your office without a driver, and it takes you to the destination. It will be very nice, very beautiful. It will not create any traffic congestions also, because most of the traffic blocks and congestions are made by human. So a lot of autonomous vehicles will be flooding the roads. Drones You order some food from Zomato. Later, Zomato might be supplying it through drones. The drone will come to your home and it will knock at your door. Remember, to make it happen, there must be great engineers working behind. So there will be drone control engineers, drone traffic controllers. So new jobs will be created. You cannot imagine after 10 years, different uh, job opportunities will come up because of these new technologies. Similarly, swarm bots. Swarm bots are small, uh, very small robots, which can be used for many purposes. For example, agriculture. I want to plant 1,000 saplings. If I employ workers, they might take some months or to make that saplings. These drones, these small swarm bots will come in thousands and do the work in 5 minutes. So we can have a sustainable plantation in very small time. So such technologies also needs people working behind it. A lot of swan boat experts, controller, their traffic managing. A lot of jobs will be opened in that area also. Waymo's autonomous cars have already driven 20 million miles. This is a news article dated January 6th. So it is not a dream, it is a reality now. Advanced virtual reality. This is another disruptive technology, but again, this is more concerned with signal processing and image processing. So I will go ahead. I will stop with the last one, that is the 12th one, which is the renewable energy. The list is actually continuing. I stop with renewable energy because this is of most importance for electrical engineers. So a lot of development will be coming in the area of renewable energy. When we talk about renewable energy, there are different renewable energies, but the most important one are solar and wind only. Okay. And we will be going towards smart homes. What is a smart home? A smart home means it will generate enough energy for its requirement. So you can imagine that the roof will be completely solar panels, and the wall which you see, they are batteries. They are not just bricks. They will be storage devices. The car has two work. You can connect the car to the plug to charge the car, and if there is a requirement in the grid, the stored energy in the car can be pumped back to the grid. And this technology is called the vehicle to grid technology. That is a very research area which is becoming hot now. So if you have a car battery, for example, an electric vehicle by Tesla, you will have something like 100. The energy stored in a Tesla car is sufficient to power 10 homes for 10 days. So you can understand how much energy you need, how much energy can be stored in a single battery. Now, EVs, this is again a Tesla Model S. Already Tesla has this model is on the road. It can, with a single charge, it can go up to 603 kilometers. But the only problem is the cost is little high, around 70 lakhs. And I am sure over a period of 3 to 4 years, the price will reach half. This is a news article by our Microsoft person, Bill Gates. What he says that the electric cars will be the future of automobile industry. Only problem is the high price, and I'm sure the price will reach half in 5 years. The clean disruption in transportation, that is, all the charging stations will be powered from either solar or wind. We will not be using any fossil fuel like diesel or petrol. So this will make our world net carbon zero. So all the petrol pumps in a later period of time will look like this. This is a charging station in China. China is leading ahead of us. So you will find such charging stations in India too. So this is again a news article saying Tata Power is establishing 500 electric vehicle charging stations in India by the end of 2020. Okay, and so already we are on the way. Fuel cell vehicles are also coming up. ISRO and Tata together, they had developed the first fuel cell bus. This is a news article dated March 2018. So most of the buses can be now by using fuel cell, which is basically environmental friendly. Solar disruption is one of the major disruptions, and we have achieved rupees 2.44 per unit at Rajasthan. This is a record. Remember, we are selling electricity at the cost of approximately 6 to 7 rupees. I don't know about Maharashtra. In Kerala, it's approximately 7 rupees, whereas it can be produced for 2.44 rupees per unit. Same is the case with wind also. The same 2.44 rupees, we are able to generate electricity. So this is a clear disruption. And right now, if you see, there are windmills which can generate 4.1 megawatt. One windmill, one single windmill, which can generate 4.1 megawatt. Its height is around 90 meter and the radius is 119 meter. And we are now going for a single windmill which can generate 11 megawatt. The height is much higher than the Statue of Liberty and the Washington Monument. It's so with a single windmill, we will be able to generate 11 megawatt. So this is going to be a big jump in the energy generation, electrical energy generation. We are slowly moving towards 100% solar by 2030. So a lot of investments will be done globally, opening up hundreds of jobs, not hundreds, millions of jobs for electrical engineers. By 2030, these are the countries which will go for 100% renewable. And India also is moving towards it at a slower pace. Right now, this number we have seen before. Right now, we are generating around 81 gigawatt from renewable. It will become more than double, 175 gigawatt in just 2 years. So you can see that we are also making a leap in the progress of renewable energy generation. Now, I had given you a list of 12 disruptive technology, out of which I will highlight a few. And starting from renewable energy, this is a purely electrical engineering interest. And other things, artificial intelligence, mobile internet, IoT, robotics, blockchain technology, autonomous vehicles. These are all areas which you can easily penetrate with a small added certification. So you are, as I understand that you are in the first year now, you have 3 to 4 years now. Over the period of your stay in your college, acquire certifications in this area, which will put you in the best professions in future. 139 countries are moving for 100% renewables, and you see the bottom line, it will create 52 million jobs globally. So a lot of jobs are waiting for you. And again, it will 27.7 million jobs will be lost also. Those who are working with petrol and diesel will lose their jobs. So the government has to find alternate jobs for them. Otherwise, they will be in big trouble. Now, the sixth dimension is, other than all these things, you should have some employability skills. That also is important. So employability skills, these are the different employability skill. And the main one is the communication and the teamwork. Unless and until you are able to work in a team, you will not be successful. So team working, communication, then IT knowledge, all these things, you should slowly acquire these things over your period of study in the college. I'm sure the management will help you by using different methodologies with different short-term courses to build up these things. Or so in what I have to say, in communication skill, you already know English, you are already know Marathi very well, Hindi also you know very well. Acquire one more language skill. Maybe it is French, German, or Arabic. So this should be an added. This will be your CV will be value added. See, finally, you have to build a CV after you complete your course, and your CV should stand different from those who are passing from other colleges, and that is possible only by adding value to yourself. So add one extra communication skill. Also, English should be thorough and fluent. So I request the management to conduct a lot of debates, discussions in the college so that the students are good in their English and communication. Coding skill, at least go for one coding skill. I recommend Python right now. Remember, coding every day, new coding languages are coming. So by the time you reach final year, Python may not be the most promising one, but right now I recommend to go for Python, SQL, or Java. So acquire coding skill at least in one of these languages. That will put you at a better edge. Then how you can demonstrate your employability skills like teamwork, how you will demonstrate it, because this has to be demonstrated to the employees to get a better job. So at least acquire 2 internship value added courses. Go to companies nearby and do internships, at least 2 internships, technical internships, and that will add your value. And at least 2 social work, voluntary activity. I call it SIP, social immersion programs. At least you should have 2 SIP certificates with you by the time you finish your BTech. That will add value to your CV. Or you should be good in sports and arts. Like for example, if you are a football player, this means you can work in a team. Without a teamwork, a football player cannot sustain there. So if you are good in arts and sports, such certificates are also good. This is a summary of opportunities which might come up in the future. Already you can see the many of these like blockchain technology, autonomous vehicle, wind energy technician, solar energy technician, AI, IoT. These are already hot jobs now, and a lot more jobs will be popping up in the near future, like drone traffic optimizers, big data analysis, drone pilot. So many jobs will be coming up in the future. There will not be any shortage of jobs for electrical engineers. Only be ready to grab it. So microgrid storage, microgrid strategies. So these are different job. Similarly, swamp bot and drone operators, managers, supply chain optimizers, many jobs are on the way. When we go for autonomous vehicles, a lot of traffic monitoring system planners, designers, operators, all these jobs will be added to the job market. So let me summarize what I have told. 7 things. A BTech in electrical and electronics engineering with a CGP of more than 7 is essential. Better go for more than 8. That is my recommendation. A good GATE score, because many companies are looking for GATE now. So plan for a GATE score. Certification in either AI, machine learning, or blockchain. at least two internships in the area of renewable energy, IoT, robotics, EV, at least two social immersion programs, knowledge of at least one coding language. Python is my recommendation right now. I will change my recommendation after 3 years. So you should also look for these changes, which slow changes which come in the market, and the knowledge of at least one language. My recommendation now is French, German, or Arabic. And if you have these 7 things in your CV, you will be 100% placed in the best jobs available in India and abroad. So with that, I conclude. These are some of the references, and this is a quote by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. If you want to shine like a sun, first be ready to burn like a sun. And these are my contacts and everything. You can ask. So with that, I wind up. So I leave the rest to I leave the mic to your college authorities. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to present before you. Thank you for patiently listening to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Unikrishnan sir, for sharing your valuable insights and experience. Now I request Dean Student Affairs Gaurav Desai sir to take over to the further session.
Thank you, sir, for the much valuable information. I don't think anything you have left regarding this branch as well as all the other opportunities which we have or our students will be having in the coming future, specifically about post-COVID-19 opportunities you mentioned. So there is a lot of big boom in this branch, and we have some of the questions coming down. We have collected, shortlisted. I will go through the questions in this question answer round and hope you will answer this so that our students can have a better future ahead. The first question we have received is, what are the opportunities for MS or higher studies abroad in electrical engineering? Over to you, sir. Sir, please unmute yourself. Only question, sir.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. You can answer now.
There are large number of. I will just share a screen. Just give me 1 minute. I don't know. Suddenly. Can you see my PPT back? No.
Yes.
I hope you can see my PPT. Study in New Zealand.
Yes. Yes.
There are a large number of universities offering MS degree in electrical and electronics. Especially, I will suggest New Zealand, Ireland, Australia, Canada. If you go towards London and other places, it will be a little more expensive. These places, there are a large number of universities. I don't want to typically pin to one or two, because every year they keep changing their strategies. So what I recommend is, there are a lot of educational fairs conducted by foreign universities. You will find it in, I don't know whether in Kolhapur it is there, in Cochin it is there, in Bombay it is there. Ask your students to attend those educational fairs, and they will be directly talking to the university people there, and they will get all the information. That is one thing they should do. Another thing they can do is, there are licensed, reputed agents who help the students for finding appropriate jobs abroad, jobs and education abroad. So like Santa Monica, and there are many others. So the students should be contacting them, and that is the best way, I think. Okay. I think I have answered. If you want a list of
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. So we have the second question in line. As most of the students currently and their parents are thinking of making their students or making their children not as a job seekers, but as entrepreneurs or businessmen of tomorrow. So the second question in line with this is, how can an electrical engineer become an successful entrepreneur?
Fine. So let me share the screen again.
Yes.
I hope you can see my screen. Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, this is a big topic. I need another session for this 1 hour or 2 hour session to talk on this, because these slides I always keep with me. With one slide, there are different layers of learning, and the bottom layer is just to remember. This is what the normal student do. They will just remember for the exam, and later they will forget everything. And a second level is the understanding. Okay, and third level is applying, fourth analyzing, evaluating, and finally the creative level. So a successful entrepreneur will be in that sixth layer, a creative. He should be very creative. Okay, some people are born creative, and some can develop creativity over a period of time. So what I suggest is, you should analyze the students who are in at least in the fourth level, and give sufficient training to be creative. That is number one. And secondly, a lot of qualities are essential. The first one is the perseverance, and the second I consider as passionate. The student should have the perseverance, and he should have a love of what he is going to do. Then only he will be a successful entrepreneur. So to be a successful entrepreneur, he should be very creative. He should have, he should challenge himself and find new things. Then his qualities, as I mentioned, he should be passionate in what he is doing. He should not think of just money in the beginning. He should, even without money, he might have to go ahead. Okay. Then he should have a trust and confidence within him. So all these things also can be built up with proper training also. That's also possible. So from, if any student is in the third level, the college can give proper training to reach them to the creative level, so that he can be a successful entrepreneur. I hope I have answered it indirectly. If you
Yeah.
want more details, you need to give me 1 hour.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the answer.
Okay.
The third question we have, which is the main question, I think so, because most of the students which have currently passed out their 12th science and who are prospecting for the engineering admissions, which means engineering aspirants, they want to know the basic difference between this electrical engineering and electronics and ENTC engineering, means electronics and telecommunication engineering. So are these three branches correlated, or what is the main difference or scope-wise orientation of these three branches?
See, electrical and electronics engineers normally deal with the generation, transmission, distribution, and utilization of electrical energy. We will not be dealing, our courses are not oriented, our syllabus is not oriented towards image processing or signal processing, etc. Whereas electronics and communication students, they are more towards communication. They will study more about mobile communication, internet, signal processing, image processing, all those things. So our concentration is towards power, electrical power, whereas electronics and telecommunication students, their concentration is more on communication and signal and image processing. That's a big
Okay, sir.
difference.
Thank you. The next question, fourth question we have here is, which are the pure future opportunities for electrical engineers in these electrical research areas? Means what are the opportunities in the research and development for these electrical engineers in the future?
uh, Again, I have already mentioned it in my lecture right now, but again, once again, I will just mention it. A lot of job openings, research openings in the area of electrical vehicles, renewable energy, robotics, artificial intelligence, connecting to IoT. A lot of research possibilities are there. Again, if you want to go into minor details of topic-wise research scope, it will take hours. So what I suggest is, I had given a 2-hour lecture to one of the colleges in Karnataka recently. That FDP was a 5-day FDP exclusively for research opportunities in electrical engineering. And Sanjeev Deshpande knows the place also. I don't exactly remember. One Dr. Uttam Satpute is Sanjeev's friend. He only connected me to it. So I will give the link of my lecture. You can watch the YouTube channel. It is only 50 minutes, and that will give you a lot of ideas in electrical engineering. Okay, so that is the best thing. I think a lot of research opportunities in renewable energies, robotics, electric vehicles, etc.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the answer. So the last question for the session we have is, can you suggest some of the links or courses for the current electrical engineering students from second year to last year,
Yes,
which
yes.
are being organized by the pioneer institutes like IITs, NITs, or any
Yeah.
of the top institutes in the country?
Yeah, most electrical engineering companies are having their own training now. They will come to the campus and they will conduct training for you. For example, Bosch, Siemens, Schneider, um, Bosch, Siemens, Schneider, and 1 or 2 more companies. I have noted it. Just hold a second. L&T is there. L&T is there. Just hold a second.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the answer.
Yeah. That I think that is enough for the time.
Yes. We have we have covered all the things, all pinpoints regarding this electrical engineering branch, and hope all the students have got whatever the questions they had and the scope for this branch of electrical engineering.
Yeah, I just want to mention IBM Yokogawa also. Yokogawa is also giving training. IBM Yokogawa also. Okay, so add to this. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay. Now we'll move forward the session. I now hand over the charge to Professor Panalkar to carry forward this session.
Thank you, Desai sir. It's my indeed privilege to express gratitude towards this prominent webinar. On behalf of DY Patil Pratishtan's management and Dr. DY Patil Pratishtan's College of Engineering, Salokhenagar, Kolhapur, Maharashtra, India, I extend very hearty vote of thanks to our honorable guest, Dr. Unikrishnan sir, for giving such a precious time from your respective schedule. We are assured that this session will be very much helpful to us and all audience. Also, I am very much thankful to management and institution for giving such a nice platform to us, and also big thankful to all faculty, students, organizing committee members was helped for making this webinar a fruitful one. So I declare the session is over. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.